Well, hello everyone. Pastor Ian, the Krabby Crafter here. I want to welcome you to a new video that we're going to be doing each month. Since we are in the Spellbinders Card Kit of the Month Club, we've added to that the large and small die. And this month's small die is this beautiful thanks die. And it cuts out the outline that you see there with those little holes in it. And it is designed to be embroidered. If you've watched any of the videos, and there's only a few out there, but there's a couple. There's actually two that I found where they show you the embroidering of these videos, of this die on video. And it takes a little while. And they tell you it takes a little while. If you're going to make this card, you need to make it for someone that matters, and definitely be prepared to spend a little time working on that die if you're going to embroider it. But the beauty of this die is it cuts out what you see there, the base die, that's all one piece, and then the THANKS, the KS, cuts out those letters as well. So we've actually cut two pieces out of white. We cut another one out of blue, and we're gonna make three cards using this die, and we're also going to use a little bit of the large die as well. So we'll show you that later. But what I wanted you to see right now is if you don't want to embroider, you can actually just color these in. And someone else has posted a video for this as well. And this actually looks really, really good when it's done. You'll see the finished product when we're all done. So I just wanted to show you different ways and a little bit more creative ways that you can actually work with some of these dies. And if you see there, you've got the colors listed, and it's actually for embroidery thread, but you just want to grab a matching marker. And I'm just using well, this is actually my old basic brush set. It's a set I bought a while back and never really used it much, but I've started using it a lot more lately because it has a brush tip and it has the fine tip, and just some really nice colors that seem to match the image on the packaging as well. And all I'm doing is just connecting the dots where normally you would embroider it. Just connecting the dots using a marker. So just wanted to kind of show you how this is done. We're going to do a couple of these. And this is obviously sped up, and we're going to show you these two real fast. But we'll show you what it looks like when it's done, and then we're going to show you the cards once they're completed. It makes a beautiful, beautiful card. So I went ahead and just sped this up super fast because you don't need to, waste time watching me doing all of this coloring. And we're just going to finish coloring this in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put the letters on it. And there's a couple different ways you can do this. The Spellbinders kits always comes with this beautiful gold metallic paper, which is wonderful for die cutting. And so we're actually cut the thanks. We actually cut the thanks out of that paper. And we're going to put that over this white, and it's just really going to pop and stand out. You'll see that in just a minute. The letters are also embossed. When you just cut it through, when you're just cutting it out, it's going to emboss it on that paper because it's a good quality paper. But you could actually run it back through the embosser to give it a little more detail. I actually did that with this die, with the main die as well as the letters here. And you can just see, you can even see the detail in those. And so this is the thanks. And we're just going to take and we're going to glue that on there, and that's going to make that first one. And basically what we did, we just took a second one, and we did the exact same thing. So again, super sped up here, and just going to take and color in exactly the same way, the green for the stems and a couple of the leaves, and then we're just going to use the same other colors on the rest of this the way we did on the other one. You can't quite see it on this one, but when I ran this one through, I actually did emboss it, because you can emboss these. Again, you can emboss these, and it looks amazing. The detail just pops, but it makes the THANKS, instead of it just being flat, it gives it kind of a puffy, raised look, and then when you put your letters over the top of it, it just really gives it like a three-layered stacked kind of dimensional look. It just looks amazing. So great die. I will say that this month, I've already seen what's coming out in the May kit, and it looks like they're doing another one of these embroidery dies. Looks like kind of a floral corner filigree kind of thing, and it looks amazing. Can't wait to work with that. Going to color that one in and put that on a card. It's gonna be beautiful as well. But if you don't like to embroider, if you're not quick, and if you want to sit down and embroider and you got the time, it's going to make an amazing card to give to someone. But you can do what we're doing right here. And I've got another video that I posted on coloring, and I absolutely love to do it. So just want to encourage you to give this a try with any one of these new embroidery type dies. So I actually wanted to go back and insert here. I did put it at the beginning of the video. This was my unboxing video, which I didn't post this month. But as you can open up, you can see the small die of the month there. This is actually the thanks die in its packaging. So I wanted you to see that, but I also wanted to show you the large die of the month, because this is the one we're fixing to use to make some borders with. This thing is incredible. You can stack those and make just an amazing border on your cards. And they've even thrown in a few more leaves and things that you can, and those actually fit over that bottom die. So it shows you on the back how to do this. So we're fixing to do that. We're fixing to use a couple of these to cut out for some card bases to use with the thanks. So we're going to show you how we do that, but I just wanted to show you this part of the unboxing and show you what the dies look like in the packaging. And if you want to buy a nice die set that you'll use over and over again, highly recommend that one right there. All right, so what I want to do is go ahead and show you how we can use the small die. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to line it up on the cardstock. And this is actually larger. This is actually an A7. This is a 5x7. You can see that the die is meant to be used on a slimline die. Okay, it's meant to be used on something longer, a 6-inch long or 8 inches. Just depending, something to fit into a normal number 10 size envelope, or a slimline or a mini slimline. But you can actually use it and not use all of it. Just line it up the way you want it so that when you cut it, that's the part that comes off on the card. So I went ahead and run it through twice, and we'll take a look at how that comes out. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pull the die off and start separating all our little pieces. Clean out the little pieces out of the die so it'll be ready for the next one. And I like this one just by itself because it leaves this nice, beautiful floral border. And once you push out all the pieces, it's just real nice with just the white on white. We're actually going to add that to a pink background. We'll show you that in a minute. Then we use this blue thanks that we cut out with the small die of the month, and we embossed it. You can see there on the thanks, you can kind of see in the video that the letters are raised a little bit because we did run that through after we cut it out with the embossing pad. Now we didn't color this one in, we just let the dots speak for themselves, and the fact that we put on that white background just makes it pop that much more. Alright, so what we're going to do with this one is we're just going to grab some glue and we're going to glue it down. Now, this is a little different, a little bit tricky, because you do have all those extra pieces with the holes in them. So you want to make sure the glue you use is going to be something that dries clear, and you don't need a lot of it because it's gonna push through. You don't want it to push through the dots. You don't want to have clumps of glue, but you do want the whole die to stay on the card front. So once you get it glued the way you want it, just position it on the card, press it down, make sure all the edges are nice and smooth. And then you can use a paper towel to quickly grab any excess glue that comes through the holes. And the glue I use dries clear. It dries, is not tacky, so you never know. And if you do it right, you won't ever see it on the card front. But if you have an issue with that, then you could also switch to a different type of glue. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take these beautiful gold letters and we're going to just glue those in place on the thanks as well. So I love the way the gold and the blue and the white just work together. When you're making cards, think about your colors. Don't be afraid to do a black on white or a white on black. Don't be afraid to experiment with your color schemes. So just looking there and trying to decide if I wanted to put some flowers. You actually can. The die cuts, those little flowers, actually match up with the flowers pretty much. So you could put those flowers over the flowers, but in the end I decided I think it just looks good just with the blue and the outline cut out, so we just left it the way it was. And then we just grabbed us some glue and we're going to put on our THANKS. Now in this instance I'm actually using a little bit heavier weight glue because some of the lighter weight glue, the letters, they tended to slide, they didn't want to grab as well, but I know this particular glue that I'm using to help that once you press that down and those letters aren't going anywhere. Now I am going to make one little switch here because while I do like using the glue, the double-sided tape also works just fine. So I actually went with that because I could tear it off into tiny little pieces and make it fit. trim off the excess there, and I know as well that that's going to stay. And it's also a little bit easier to work with. Don't have to worry about spillage or glue seeping out from underneath the letters. So the next ones of these that I make, the next time I make a card like this, we'll just use the double-sided tape as well. So we do that with the N, the K, and the S so that we can go ahead and finish up this card. Now, if you wanted to add some embellishments to this card, you could. You'll see when it's finished, it really stands alone all by itself. The gold kind of just stands out. It really, when someone opens this card, when they pull it out of the envelope, they're going to see thanks. It's just going to jump right at them, and it's going to jump out at them, and then they're going to notice what a beautiful card. They're going to notice the blue and the outline with the dots. They're going to notice that floral border. And it's the kind of card that's really going to catch. And it's so easy to make because with this particular way, we didn't do any coloring. All we did was we cut out the card front and we cut out the thanks die and the letters, and then we just glued them in place. This is sped up, but it's still like 5 minutes, guys. This card was done, no problem. Putting the letters on took 5 minutes, and we're finished. A little bit of glue, no problem. Once we get it done, that's how it looks, just like that. The next thing we got to do is we got to fix it to the base to make it an actual card. So the card is 5 by 7. So what I'm doing here is I'm cutting 5.5 by 7, and then I'm scoring the 5.5 side at a 1/2 inch. I'm going to bring that 1/2 inch over, use my bone folder to make it lay down, and we're going to put our double-sided tape on that, and that's what we're going to adhere the card front to. So now not only do we have that beautiful white, blue on white with the gold letters, but when we press that down over this, because of that floral border, you're going to have that beautiful pink showing through the back. So look at that. Absolutely beautiful. And that is the first card. So for the second card, we took a sheet of black cardstock and we cut it to make a 5 by 7 card. All right, so that means that was actually 10 inches by 7 inches wide, 10 inches. We scored it at the 5-inch mark to fold it down to make that 5 by 7 on the front. And then we're going to take one of the white ones we did that we colored in, and we're just going to glue that over the front of the black. So now you've got the white on the black, which is going to make for an incredibly beautiful contrasting colored card front. We're also going to do something inside the card. We'll show you that in just a minute. So I switched up my glue again here, going with the clear glue, the liquid glue, because I want to make sure it adheres down. And you also have to know that I've got that ink marker that I put on there. I also want to make sure that if any of the glue comes through or if anything gets wet, it doesn't smear the ink. So I just check in my glue to see what we're using. Now, I don't remember what the glue is. It's just craft glue. We get it at Hobby Lobby. All of my glues that I use are designed for working with scrapbooking, card crafting, and you can see there that's just a precision tip fine line glue, crafter's glue, and again we got this at Hobby Lobby. And so we're just going back, putting a little glue underneath, trying to make sure all those ends are laying down. I like to use my little tweezers to kind of press down and make sure that it is bonding to the card well. So you can see I had a couple of issues there, but I'd rather go back and do this than put too much glue on the back side to begin with. So once we're all said and done, again we go over it with the paper towel, pick up any glue that may have come through, and look at that beautiful card front. Now, once again, we're going to add those gold letters. And we're going to add those gold letters, again, using the double-sided tape. And then we're going to do something a little special on the inside of the envelope. So we're going to speed it up just a little bit more and jump ahead to that part. All right, so you can see we've got our letters coming together with the last couple of gold ones on there. Get the K and get the S on. And what we're going to do with this one is we're actually going to go back to the die that was in the card kit, the monthly card kit, and we're going to grab one of the gold folders that I made, and you can see that a gift card will fit in there, just barely. If you do it just right, it will fit in there top sides. It's not wide enough to hold an actual gift card. You could use any other kind of pouch, a larger pouch or a gift card pouch to put on the inside, but since that came with the kit, I figured to go ahead and use it. So we're just adding some double-sided tape. We're going to put that in there. And you can put that low enough in the card where the card will fit inside of it. And that finishes our second card. So now we're going to do our third card. We're going to do a little different. We're going to use that beautiful blue cardstock, and we're going to use one of those dies to trim off the edge of that to give that little scalloped die, just a simple one. And we're going to go ahead and put our glue on the back of our thanks, one of the ones we did with the white cardstock. I'm going to glue that over there, and look how pretty that is, those colors against that blue. And this time we're going to do thanks, but we're going to use the blue letters that were left over from when we cut out our first thanks. We cut out the blue thanks that we used on the others. So when you put it in, when we run it through the die machine, I was running the blue, and I just went ahead and cut out the letters at the same time. I wasn't quite sure I was going to use them, but I really liked the way it came out with the blue against the white with all the colors there. So this is another real easy card. This is one piece. You just got the little scalloped front and a 5x7 card. Nice blue thanks. And just like that, you've made 3 very nice cards that you can give to someone. So, short video. Just wanted to throw that at you, give you some ideas. The May videos will be coming soon. Card number 1, 2, and 3 here for you to take a look at. And as always, guys, God bless and happy crabby crafting.